All right, hello everybody. So I just wanted to, before I started my speech, my final speech, I just wanted to thank everybody for just having a good time this semester. I really felt like this was a class that I could enjoy, a class that I could come to and feel welcome, and just kind of like, I don't know, interact with you all. So I really appreciated just every single moment throughout this semester. I know that for everybody it's been a little bit like difficult and rough, but I had a good time. So now to get on with the whole entire speech, um, let's go. All right, hello everyone. I'm so grateful to be speaking here at the Speaking Up for Change at KU. I'm currently a KU student. My name is Andrew Novak. For most of you that don't know me, I'm from Kansas City, Kansas. Near the Legend Shopping Mall and like the Sporting Kansas City Stadium, if you all know where that's at. Um, I came here today to talk about something that is near and dear to my heart, and it's just my journey through loving myself and my body, and just kind of like the mental processes that I'm going through at the moment, and what I've learned a lot in the past. And what this is primarily focusing on is an eating disorder that I had gone through. And it's still something that I'm overcoming today, but I really feel like it's something that I can shed light onto people that are struggling right now, current students that, cooking on your own in college is kind of hard. And thankfully, I know how to cook. I know some people don't know how to, like, microwave anything at all. I know that that's a thing with KU students. I don't know why, but cooking and eating and making sure that you get what you need is so critical. And that's what I came here today to talk about, is just to guide people who are going through something that I went through, or to give perspective into somebody who is impacted by someone who is struggling through this. So, like I said, I have gone through an eating disorder, and I'm still going through the process right now. And it's something that's not been easy for me. So, from a very young age, I was a very large kid, and I was always obese, and I always thought of myself as big. My boobs would always like drag onto like my stomach, and it would feel awful, and I didn't love it at all. It felt terrible. I felt like I couldn't be loved by anybody because I was too big, and that I needed to get smaller. And I've learned that that mindset isn't exactly the most beneficial thing for my health. And I'm glad that I caught that right now at this point in my life, and it didn't, catch me further on in life where those problems may have gotten worse. So, like I said, I was always big as a kid. And I was always bigger than everybody else. I would always be called in PE class fat. I would always be called like big boy, and it just wasn't good for my mental health. And here's some pictures actually to show you. This was my junior year of high school. I look a mess right now, but this was when I was 250 pounds. And it's pretty bad. And this is me now. This is me at 150 pounds. And I'm so glad that I had caught myself at the point that I did. It was funny whenever I was a kid, I would be in baseball practice, and I would complain to my parents all the time because I was so big and I was always the last one to finish in like conditioning. My thighs would chafe all the time, or chafe all the time, and it was absolutely the most excruciating pain I think I've ever gone through, and I don't know if anybody can experience or attest to that. I know that with females, it is a very large problem. So for the females in the audience, I can relate to you on that. So, like I said, I've always been big my whole entire life, and it's not been something that's been easy. And I'd always carried the thought of that, if I got smaller, I would be a lot happier. And that process really kind of, or that mindset, I guess, of being thinner is better, uh, got to kind of like a stopping point, like right now as a sophomore in college. So when I started college, I really started to find myself slipping in the process of just trying to love myself and appreciate myself for who I am, like physically who I am. I wouldn't eat lunch, and I would get dizzy from like the lack of nutrients I was putting in my body, and I would get to the point of like where I had to stop myself because I was going to pass out. And I know this is super depressing topic, but it's something that a lot of people go through, and I really feel like it's something that needs to be addressed right now, especially in a time of a pandemic. So, like I said, I would get to this point of like passing out because I was lacking the nutrients and energy inside me, and because I was depriving myself from food, found my energy to fall, which really impacted my relationships on all my friends, and then I started to lose friends, and that made me blame myself even more. That I was, that I needed to continue losing weight so I could get more friends. The thinner I was, that I thought I would be, the more friends I thought I would have. But in reality, the thinner I was getting, the less energy I was having, and the less happiness I was experiencing in life to give to other people, so that we could reciprocate that energy, if that makes sense. Um, and then I wouldn't be able to sleep because I was so hungry. I don't know if anybody can attest to that, but it's a scary feeling when you're going to bed and you're experiencing an eating disorder, and you can't fall asleep at all, and you feel guilty for even giving yourself the smallest morsel of food. And so I would rely on cough syrup to fall asleep. And whenever I would eat, my brain would always tell me that I couldn't have it, and that I could not even, end result, enjoy life because I was unhappy from not eating enough food. And then when I would give myself the food, the things that I needed to survive as a human being, my stomach would feel, or actually, my brain would trigger my stomach to feel like as if it had sinned or something like that, when it was just something that I needed to survive. And so I would rely on taking Tums. I would take several Tums a day in hopes that it would make my body feel better. But it is not your body that feels bad, it's your mind. And that's something that was a huge takeaway for me. I realize I'm going over time, but I really feel like this is too much of an important issue right now to not be thorough enough with in my experience with it. So I hope that we can disregard the amount of time that I'm spending on this speech because it's very something that I'm passionate about. So like I said, I wouldn't even respect my body to give me enough food because the only thought I had in my mind was that you're not deserving of this food. And it was at that point I realized that mindset of denying myself a basic necessity that I needed to survive, um, like it was such a big problem. And I realized my coping mechanisms of taking medicine to fall asleep in hopes of making my stomach feel better, they were slowly ripping away at my health, like my relationships and my happiness from enjoying just life in itself. And it's something that it's scary because it's something that I just kind of realized a couple of weeks ago. Oh my God, I'm getting emotional right now. But it's not a fun process, and a lot of times it's really scary because you forget what you really need in life. And once you kind of like get to understand, like, oh my God, I swear this is not an act. Like it's scary, like when you like see that, and see how you like you're denying yourself from just like something that you just need in life. It's scary. So in conclusion, even though I am 100 pounds lighter, and physically I look not the same anymore. Nobody can tell me, or like nobody can recognize me from my childhood. the source of happiness does not change from when you were a child. You're still who you exactly are. You still get happiness from the same source of happiness that you did as a child, even if you are 25 pounds lighter, even if you're 50 pounds lighter, even if you're 25 pounds heavier. And you have to keep that in mind when losing weight intentionally, or just becoming more health conscious in general. And so eating and cooking, like I said, by your own in college can be scary. As students, sometimes like I said, some people don't even know how to use a microwave. I've heard that before, and I don't know why it's that difficult to use a microwave, but for some people it is. But I just want everyone to know that in the process of, if you were wanting to lose weight or just be more fit, I hate the thought of losing weight, because it's just wanting to become more healthier in general and just eating better and making sure that the choices that you make are wise. Just focus on enjoying the moments of the journey of that process, and really every single moment in life. And like I said, your source of happiness doesn't depend on how thin you are. And you should not ever consider that notion of dopamine that you get in your mind as a source of happiness when you step on that scale and notice it go smaller. That shouldn't be a source of happiness from you. Your source of happiness should be anything else in the world other than that. And your body is a temple. You need to nurture it and give it the fuel that it needs to be successful in life, and just overall happy. Your body will tell you exactly what it needs, and you should listen to it. And it doesn't matter what you look like in the process of doing that. People who judge yourself from being you giving yourself what you need, you should automatically exclude those people from your life, and you shouldn't listen to them in the first place. Exercising should be about finding your stillness, and it should be about decompressing, getting the nervous energy out, and it should be about getting your nervous energy out, and just kind of letting loose for a little bit, having fun. And it shouldn't be about the constant thought of wanting to lose weight or to get thinner. That makes the process so much less enjoyable, and it makes life not fun at all. So like I said, you have to enjoy life with a mindset of the notion of, you just have to enjoy life with a mindset that it's not about how thin you are, but rather it's about what makes you happy and giving your body what it needs. You need to listen to everything your body says it does, and you need to not listen to anybody that tells you how it should be. And I don't want everyone here thinking that after this speech, like it gives you permission to go back to your apartments, go back to your dorms, and unwrap a whole box of Little Debbie's. But if you want to, go ahead. I am not judging you, and nobody should judge you on that, because that is your decision. But I really am thankful for everybody that came and listened to this whole entire 13-minute speech. It's something that I'm very passionate about, and it's something that I'm still struggling to deal with to this day. And I really hope that some people could get something out of this, a new perspective, a new mindset on living a healthier life, or understanding people around you that may be dealing with this issue. So for that, I thank you all for listening to me, and I really enjoyed this class because it's gotten me to talk about things that I'm passionate about, and I've enjoyed it. So thank you all.